Okay, so you've chosen a drop spindle and you've decided to go with a top whorl. Good choice. I would have done the same. So I want to talk a little bit about the idea of a drafting zone and how to really get in and start spinning the yarns that you want as quickly as you possibly can. Again, when you're first starting out, you've got 3 different choices. You've got a lot of different choices of how you can get your fiber. Raw fiber if you want to process it yourself. I know a lot of beginning spinners go with braids, Rolags, or my favorite, and this is how I started as well, this is roving, basically. And roving is something that comes off of a drum carder or cards. It's already kind of thin, pre-drafted. Realistically, I could just put the twist in this and I'd get a good yarn. It's very, very easy to learn how to spin on roving. And so that would be my recommendation. So I'm going with a relatively heavy drop spindle. This one is probably about an ounce, ounce and a half. And it is a top whorl, which means my hook is at the top. I've already got a leader on it right here. And so now I want to get in and start spinning. And as I said in my earlier video, spinning is nothing more than putting energy into the fiber and creating something stronger twisted together than when the fibers are on their own. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to start spinning in the direction of the clock. And that's all I'm going to do is spin. And when I feel like there's a lot of energy in here, and I can tell because it's springy, I'm actually going to set the drop spindle down. I'm going to take my thumb and index finger of my dominant hand, and I'm going to stop the energy. So if you see, I've got all of this fluff here, and I've got all of this energy back here. And I'm going to start pulling out, and this is called drafting. So how thick do I want my yarn? And as you can see, I have a triangle, and this is what's called the drafting triangle. And I'm going to pull it out. Now, here's where it gets tricky. If I pull too much, my fibers are going to fall apart. And if you get in close, you can see the fibers are starting to come apart right here. And I've got to be careful with that. And that's one of the problems that early spinners run into, is they draft out wanting a thin yarn, forgetting you can't draft past the length of your fiber. So it's already starting to come apart here, so I need to stop. So I've drafted out this much. There is my drafting triangle. And when I let go of my dominant hand, the twist travels up to where I'm stopping it. And now I'm going to add more twist again. So I'm building the energy. And early spinners, this is a slow process as you learn the idea of building energy. And as you can see, I've got tons of energy built up here. I'm going to lay the drop spindle down. I'm going to pinch off, and then I'm going to draft out. And this allows me the opportunity to work with the fibers, to be aware of what they're capable of. Again, there's my drafting triangle, and when I let go, the twist travels up to where I've stopped it. Again, build the twist. And spinning in the direction of the clock, I'm creating a Z twist, and it's one of the most common. And that's it. Oh, tons of energy. And so what I'm going to do is pull out. So as you're pulling, what happens if you accidentally pull too far and you end up with something like that? This is also a really good opportunity to practice joining. So I've got these 2 fibers, and if I let go, the twist is going to shoot up from here to here, and it's going to make it a little bit difficult to rejoin this. But if I come back in, merge those two fibers and then let go and stop it. And let the twist go a little bit further. And look at that. And I've got so much twist in there, I can go a little bit further. And look, I'm all the way back. Now, as you can see, I've got a thick spot right here. Well, why I've still got all of this energy, I can go back in and I can gently move that out, like so. And I have an incredibly consistent yarn. I haven't done anything. I haven't stood up. I haven't started, spinning madly and trying to work with it. One of the things that I notice early spinners doing quite frequently is they get it going and then it's a fight to very quickly draft out while it's spinning. And you really don't need to do that. When you're ready, go ahead and get it going, but you're still doing the same thing. Stopping it, drafting out, and then letting it go. When you're ready, that's when you can actually stand up, get it going, and then draft out. But what I'm doing is I'm still always stopping the twist. And then when you wind on, remember, again, you want the cup to be thicker down by where your whorl is. And you are ready to go. So, find a spindle that you love, find fiber that you love, and get started. I bet you'll be able to create some amazing things. Thanks for joining me.